People think fathers are strong. That they never cry. That they never feel lonely. But sometimes, the strongest people are the ones silently breaking every night. This is the story of Daniel Carter. A taxi driver. A widowed father. And a man who sacrificed everything for one little girl. Her name was Emma. And she was the only reason he kept breathing. Chapter 1: The Empty House. The rain poured heavily across the city. Streetlights reflected through the wet roads while Daniel drove his old yellow taxi through downtown streets. It was 2:17 in the morning. Most people were asleep. But Daniel had been awake for nearly 20 hours. His tired eyes stared quietly at the road ahead. Every red light felt longer. Every minute felt heavier. But he couldn't stop working. Because waiting for him at home was an 8-year-old girl who needed him. Emma. His daughter. His entire world. 3 years earlier, Daniel's wife, Olivia, passed away after a long battle with cancer. And ever since that day, the house never felt alive again. The laughter disappeared. The warmth disappeared. Even the silence felt different. But Daniel never allowed Emma to see his pain. Every morning, he smiled. Every night, he pretended everything was okay. Even when it wasn't. Chapter 2: A Father Trying His Best. At exactly 6 a.m., Daniel quietly entered the apartment. His body ached from exhaustion. But before sleeping, he walked into Emma's room. She was sleeping peacefully while hugging her stuffed rabbit. Daniel smiled softly. Then carefully kissed her forehead. "I'm home, princess," he whispered. 3 hours later, his alarm rang again. Daniel forced himself out of bed. Emma needed breakfast, school clothes, lunch, and someone to braid her hair terribly every morning. "Dad, that braid looks weird," Emma laughed. Daniel laughed too. "Well, I drive taxis, not beauty salons." Emma giggled loudly. And for a moment, the pain inside Daniel disappeared. That little laugh saved him every single day. Chapter 3: The Secret Dream. Most people didn't know this about Daniel. But before life became difficult, he wanted to become a songwriter. Music was his first love. Long before taxis. Long before grief. Long before losing Olivia. He used to write songs every night. Songs about dreams, hope, love, and life. But after Olivia died, Daniel stopped believing in dreams. Dreams didn't pay bills. Dreams didn't buy medicine. Dreams didn't feed children. So he locked all his songs inside an old notebook. And buried that part of himself forever. Or at least, that's what he thought. Chapter 4: The Notebook. One cold evening, Emma searched through the apartment looking for colored pencils. That's when she found the notebook hidden under Daniel's bed. Curious, she opened it. Page after page filled with handwritten lyrics. Beautiful words. Painful words. Words that sounded like broken pieces of someone's heart. One sentence made her stop breathing for a moment. "You still live inside our daughter's smile." Emma slowly sat down. For the first time, she realized her father was hurting too. She always thought only she missed her mother. But Daniel missed her every second. He simply hid it better. Emma closed the notebook carefully. And silently cried. Chapter 5: The Video. The next night, Daniel sat in the kitchen after Emma slept. A small lamp glowed beside him. And quietly, he began singing one of his songs. His voice wasn't perfect. But it was real. Raw. Honest. Full of emotion. Unknown to him, Emma stood behind the hallway recording everything on her phone. Tears rolled down her cheeks while listening. Because for the first time, she heard her father's soul. The next morning, while Daniel worked his taxi shift, Emma uploaded the video online. The caption said, "My dad lost everything, but he still sings every night." She expected maybe 10 people to watch it. Maybe 20. But by morning, millions had seen it. Chapter 6, The Internet Falls in Love. The internet exploded. Comments flooded everywhere. "Who is this man? This made me cry. His voice feels real. He deserves the world." Celebrities shared the video. Music pages reposted it. Radio stations talked about it. But Daniel had absolutely no idea. He was too busy driving strangers around the city. Too busy surviving. Then suddenly, his phone rang. "Hello? Is this Daniel Carter?" "Yes. This is Michael Hayes from Horizon Music." Daniel froze. "We want to meet you." Daniel almost laughed. He genuinely thought someone was joking. "Sorry," he replied quietly, "I think you have the wrong person." "No," the voice answered. "We've been looking for someone exactly like you." Chapter 7, Fear. That night, Daniel sat silently at the kitchen table. Emma watched him nervously. "What if I fail?" he whispered. Emma looked directly into his eyes. "Dad, you already survived the hardest thing." Daniel looked confused. "You lost Mom," she continued softly. "And you still stayed strong for me." Those words shattered him emotionally. Because nobody had ever thanked him before. Nobody saw the sleepless nights. Nobody saw the panic attacks. Nobody saw the fear he carried every day. But Emma did. And somehow, that mattered more than the whole world. Chapter 8, The Audition. The music studio looked enormous. Bright lights. Expensive equipment. Famous artists on giant posters. Daniel felt completely out of place. His old jacket looked cheap. His shoes were worn out. And his hands trembled nervously. Then the producer smiled. "Whenever you're ready." Daniel closed his eyes. And started singing. The room became silent instantly. Not because he was perfect. But because he was real. Every lyric sounded lived. Every word carried pain. Every note carried love. When he finished, one producer quietly wiped tears away. "That," she whispered, "was beautiful." Chapter 9, Olivia. After the audition, Michael asked him one question. "Who did you write those songs for?" Daniel looked down quietly. "My wife." And slowly, he told them everything. How Olivia got sick. How medical bills destroyed their savings. How he worked non-stop trying to save her. How helpless he felt watching her disappear slowly. And how she smiled even during pain. Then Daniel said something that broke everyone in the room. "She made me promise to never stop writing music." Silence filled the studio. Because suddenly, this wasn't just music anymore. It was grief. Love. Memory. And survival. Chapter 10, Success. Within months, Daniel's songs became famous. People connected deeply with his honesty. His music played everywhere. Streaming platforms. Radio stations. Coffee shops. Shopping malls. Everywhere. But despite success, Daniel never changed. Every morning he still made Emma breakfast. Still walked her to school. Still forgot how to braid hair properly. Because fame wasn't important to him. Emma was. Always Emma. Chapter 11, The School Show. One afternoon, Emma secretly entered the school talent show. Daniel arrived late after work. Still wearing his taxi uniform. Still exhausted. Then suddenly, Emma walked onto the stage, holding a microphone. "My dad wrote this song," she announced proudly. Daniel froze. Then Emma began singing his lyrics. Her tiny voice filled the room beautifully. And suddenly, Daniel saw Olivia in her. The same smile. The same warmth. The same kindness. By the end of the performance, parents were crying. Teachers wiped tears away. And Daniel couldn't stop crying either. Because for the first time in years, he finally felt proud of himself. Chapter 12, The Letter. Months later, Daniel found an old letter hidden inside Olivia's closet. His hands shook while opening it. "If you are reading this," the letter began. "Then Emma is growing up beautifully." Daniel smiled through tears. The letter continued. "You will blame yourself for many things. But please remember something. You gave us love. And that is more valuable than money." Daniel broke down completely. Because all these years, he thought he failed his family. But Olivia never saw him as a failure. She saw him as a hero. Final chapter, The Concert. Years later, Daniel stood on a massive stage. Thousands of people screamed his name. Bright lights filled the arena. But Daniel only searched for one face in the crowd. Emma. Sitting proudly in the front row. Smiling. Daniel grabbed the microphone slowly. "This song," he said emotionally, "is for every single parent fighting silent battles nobody sees." The audience erupted into applause. Then Daniel began singing. And somewhere deep inside, for the first time since Olivia died, his heart finally felt peace. Ending. People think heroes wear capes. But sometimes, heroes drive old taxis, work double shifts, cry silently at night, and sacrifice their dreams for their children. Daniel Carter was never perfect. But to Emma, he was everything. And in the end, that was enough. The end.